dive into one of the most maddening, frustrating things that can happen to a trader. We're going to unpack why your analysis can be spot on, but you still get stopped out right before the big move.
You know that feeling, right? That sick-to-your-stomach moment when the price just accelerates, really takes off, the second your position gets closed for a loss. It feels personal, doesn't it? Like the market has it out for you specifically.
And it's just infuriating, because you did all the work. Your chart analysis was perfect, your stop-loss was put in a textbook logical spot, the price just dips down just enough to tag you out, and then whoosh, it flies in the direction you predicted all along, leaving you in the dust.
It happens so often, you just have to ask, what is going on here? Is this just an unbelievable string of bad luck? Is there some conspiracy against retail traders? Or, and this is the important part, is this actually a built-in feature of how the market works? Well, that's what we're going to get into. Here's the big reveal right up front. It's not a personal conspiracy. It's not about you. It's about the one thing that every market needs to function. The hidden fuel that makes the whole engine go. It's all about liquidity.
So what even is liquidity? Simply put, it's just the ease of buying and selling. If there's high liquidity, big players can get in and out of huge positions without wrecking the price. It really is like gasoline. Without it, the market sputters and stalls. And you better believe the big fish are always on the hunt for it.
Okay, so the market needs this fuel. I get it, but what on earth does my little stop-loss order, my personal safety net, have to do with this giant institutional search for market fuel?
This is the first big aha moment. We're all taught to think of a stop-loss as a shield, right? A defensive tool. But that's not what it is mechanically. It's actually a dormant market order. It's a sleeping command, just sitting there, waiting for one specific price to wake it up and scream, "Sell now. I don't care about the price, just get me out."
So, where do we put these sleeping orders? Well, if you've read any trading book or watched any video, you've been taught to put them in the exact same places as everyone else. Right below that super obvious support level, right above that clear as day resistance, or around those big, fat, round numbers. We all think we're being clever, but we're all doing the exact same thing.
Now, what happens when thousands or even millions of traders stack those dormant sell now orders in the same predictable spot? We unintentionally create these giant, glowing pools of sell-side liquidity. We literally build a fuel station that the big players are looking for. We've painted a massive target on the chart without even realizing it.
Okay, so this brings us to the core of it, the reason for that sudden, violent burst of speed after you get stopped out. Let's look at how these pools of orders create a wild domino effect. So here's how it plays out step by step. First, the price gets pushed towards one of those liquidity pools we just talked about. Then, bam, the first wave of stops gets triggered. Instantly, you have a massive flood of market sell orders hitting all at once. This huge selling pressure acts like a vacuum. It sucks up all the available buyers and forces the price down, hard and fast. And that speed, that triggers the next cluster of stops sitting just below, which adds more selling, which pushes the price down even faster. And on it goes. It's a chain reaction.
Now, what feels like some dark pool manipulation is actually a well-known, well-documented market phenomenon. It has a name. It's called a price cascade. It's not a glitch. It's not a conspiracy. It's a mechanical feature of how markets work when you get a bunch of these orders clustered together.
Okay, we get the how now. We see the dominoes. But what about the why? Why does price even get pushed into those zones in the first place? For that, we've got to put on a different hat and think like the biggest players in the game.
So imagine this for a second. You work for a massive fund, and your job is to buy $500 million worth of something. How do you do that? If you just smash the market buy button, your own order would send the price to the moon. You'd get a horrible average price. It's a huge problem for them.
So what do? They need to find a place where a huge number of people are willing to sell to them, all at once, in a tight price zone. Well, where can they find a giant, predictable, concentrated cluster of guaranteed sellers? You got it, our stop-loss pools. For them, it's not personal. It's just the most efficient solution to their massive logistics problem.
This chart just says it all, doesn't it? A retail trader looks at a support level and asks, where's a safe place to hide? An institution looks at that exact same level and asks, where's the fuel I need to fill my order? We're seeing a shield, they see a fuel depot. We're playing checkers while they're playing 3D chess on the same board.
So really, you can think of it like this.
The market is just a machine, and like any system, it seeks the path of least resistance. It naturally gravitates to where the business can get done most easily, and that place is always where the most liquidity is. It's not hunting you, it's hunting transactions.
Now, I know hearing all this can feel a bit, well, demoralizing, but it's actually the opposite. This is incredibly empowering, because once you understand the real rules of the game, you can start playing it a whole lot smarter. You can shift from being the prey to being the observer.
Here's the most powerful mental switch you can make. Just stop using the phrase, "stop hunting." It makes you a victim. Instead, start seeing it as liquidity engineering. You see? Price is being engineered to move to these zones to facilitate big business. That simple reframe puts you back in a position of power and analysis.
And with that new mindset, you start asking totally different questions when you look at a chart. Instead of, where is it safe for me, you ask, where is the obvious spot everyone else is putting their stops? You start seeing the chart as a map of liquidity pools. You start anticipating these moves instead of getting run over by them.
So I'll leave you with this question to really think about. After everything we've just gone through, what is your stop loss really? Is it the shield you always thought it was? Or have you just been unintentionally supplying the fuel that powers the very moves you're trying to protect yourself from? That's the billion-dollar question.